And here we are, the moment you've all been waiting for. Texas Boy! Guys, thank you and welcome. Texas Boy Studios. Thanks for joining. Listen, today we're going to be talking about a lot of things. Short amount of time. And one of the things we're going to be talking about today is Sean O'Malley. I'm just saying, what a beautiful knockout that we got this past UFC pay-per-view. 292 was on fire, guys. Okay? 292 was on fire. Alright? Now, prelims were way better, if you ask me, than the main card. But the main event lived up to the hype. The main event lived up to the hype. Sean O'Malley is that guy. I just want to let y'all know, Sean O'Malley is that guy. I've been calling this since day one, but obviously not on camera. And, you know, with that win, he's been in the media. You know, he's been in the media a little bit more. And obviously his personal life has been detailed. But, I mean, hey, you can't hate on a man that's been so dominant. You know what I mean? He's been so dominant. You can't hate on him like that. And up next for Sean O'Malley just might be Marlon Chito Vera. It might be, you know. He's a good fighter. I mean, he's gotten some good finishes. He got a good knockout of Dominic Cruz, but Dominic Cruz is, you know, as we all know, been on really the down slope, I'd say since like 2017. So Marlon's good. He's actually got a win over Sean O'Malley. So, I mean, that makes it a little bit better. You know, it makes it a little bit sweeter for him to go for the title. So if you beat him again, right? Because you beat him how you beat him. Doctor stoppage, whatever you want to say, injury. It doesn't matter. A win's a win. Like Vin Diesel used to say. Whether you win by an inch or a mile, a winning is winning. It doesn't matter. So, you know, he got through Peter Yan. And then he got through his toughest test to date. And that was Aljamain Sterling. Like, I mean, he got through him. He got through him pretty easy while being injured. You know, I think him and Tim Welch, his coach, were saying 5 to 6 weeks out, they didn't do no wrestling, no grappling. They basically just mixed up the cardio and just did, you know, kickboxing, probably, you know, a lot of high cardio volume workouts, box jumps, things with, you know, minimum to do with the torso area. You know, they don't want to really injure that part. I've got an injury like that myself, and it is not fun. It actually hurts in the moment, but if you're in a fight, you're not gonna really be worried about it. So he showed us, you know, he showed us what he can do without an injury through his career so far. I think he's been in the UFC for about 6 years since the Contender Series. So what a rise. I mean, what a dominant rise for Sean O'Malley. You know, it's not that, you know, he's picked his fights, because the UFC literally makes the fights for him. Like, he doesn't make the fights. He doesn't call around and make the fights. You know what I mean? They hit him up and like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We got this fight for you. He's like, all right, I got it. You know? And he worked his way up through the ladder. And that's how that cookie crumbles right there. Up next, to be honest with you, I personally don't think it's going to be Chito Vera. I just don't think it. I could see it happening, but I don't think it is. There's been a lot of talk as of late today that Sean Shelby got a hold of Aljamain Sterling, and Aljamain Sterling's coach is saying that, you know, he wants that rematch. He said, you want an immediate rematch? He says, I want the immediate rematch. And there's only 2 fighters. Now, look, I don't know why nobody's talking about this stuff, okay? There's a lot of comparisons you can make between the two, but I'm not here to make the comparisons. I'm just here to make one simple fact. 2 people in UFC history that have been dominant champions, but have not been really liked by the media or the fans per se, the diehard MMA fans, or really anybody in general, especially never really getting to that celebrity status like Sean O'Malley has risen to, Conor McGregor has risen to. John Jones isn't there. You know, he's the greatest of all time, but that's for another subject. You know what I mean? There's a few people that have met celebrity status, and Aljamain Sterling and Tyrone Woodley are two champions that have never, you know, there's champions that never made it. But these are two champions that have never made celebrity status, and they've, you know, been hated by the fans. I kind of look on it like, whether you come to see me fight, whether you come to see me win or lose, it doesn't matter. You come to see me. You're coming to see me because I'm there. I'm in the match. I'm part of the bout. It's me and the other guy and me. So if you're coming to watch, you're coming to watch me. It's that's how I look at it. But I mean, people went to watch. They were dominant champions, and just fate has its turn. Fate has its turn. But those are two people that have not gotten immediate rematches. We haven't seen Aljamain Sterling not get his immediate rematch, but I'm hoping that it's, you know, that it's not Cheeto, because Cheeto, that was a boring fight. Him and Pedro Munoz, I mean, that was a boring fight. You ask me. Now, moving on from that, just to give y'all a little update on what's going on. We got September the 2nd. We got Gone versus Spivak. It's going down. Paris, France. Believe it or not. And then, obviously, September 9th, 7 days after, we got Adesanya versus Strickland going down in Australia. September 16th, Grasso versus Shevchenko, part 2. We know Grasso got Shevchenko rear naked choke after Shevchenko tried to spinning back kick, which a lot of people thought that Sean O'Malley was going to do to Sterling, and he was going to catch the kick, take him down, and yada, yada, yada. We saw that fight played out. Can't wait to see that one, to be honest with you. Can't wait to see the Strickland fight either. It's very interesting. Go back real quick, UFC 293. It's very interesting to see Strickland get this. Obviously, Israel wants to fight. There's nobody else but Strickland. Everybody else is either injured, got a match, or on vacation. Strickland's getting this title fight. He's probably getting paid buckloads of money. But obviously, him and Michael Bisping, you know, they got a little bit of comparison there. You know, shit talkers. You know, obviously, Michael Bisping's moved on into the commentating career, so he's just drifting off into the sunset, you know, a legend like himself. But, I mean, Strickland wins? Could you imagine? Obviously, Adesanya has gotten his immediate rematches. Daniel Cormier, those are just the likes that have gotten immediate rematches. Strickland wins. It's going to be crazy, guys. Like, I'm hoping, you know, obviously, Adesanya goes out there, dominant performance, and can outdo Anderson Silva's record. You know, that's what I'm hoping for. But I don't know, you know. So moving on, after Alexa Grasso and Shevchenko, we got Fiziev and Gamrot. They're going down September 23rd. It's a Saturday. Obviously, everything's a Saturday. I don't know why I just said that. Then we got UFC 294. You know what I mean? Saturday, October 21st. It's going down. The main event, lightweight title fight, Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. And then UFC Fight Night, Blades versus Almeida. It's going down in Brazil. Dana White just announced it on Instagram the other day. It's actually going down. I can't wait for that fight either, to be honest with you. And then obviously UFC 295, November 11th. It's going down. John Jones, Stipe Miocic, heavyweight championship. Obviously they were trying to get co-main for that card. Going to be a welterweight title fight. Colby Covington versus the champ, Leon Edwards, but that's a no-go. That's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. John Jones does not want Colby Covington on a press conference. Not going to happen. And then obviously we got a couple unannounced fight nights after that, with ending UFC 296 that has just got announced, and I am gladly to tell you it has just been official. It got leaked earlier today. It's about 4 here, so it just got leaked earlier today on this lovely Sunday, and it will be UFC 296. Conor McGregor, the return of the King, Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler. Main event, obviously co-main. We could see, a couple title fights on either UFC 295 or UFC 296. We'll have to see. But my money is Sean O'Malley makes a quick return, defends his belt. It's probably going to be Cheeto Vera, but I'm hoping it's Aljamain, just so we can put a stamp. You beat the guy that's beat everybody, and you beat him twice. I'm not doing MMA math. I'm just saying, if you beat the guy twice that has beat everybody else, yeah, you did your work. Obviously defended a couple more times, but if you can make your first title defense against Aljamain Sterling, you should most definitely do that. It's another quick payday. He's going to wrestle. But as long as you're healed, Sean, I say why not? Make that money, run it back. You know what he's going to do. He's going to come in, wrestle hard the next time. So fly knee his ass. That's pretty much it. I will be back on here. Everything's a little around the schedule, so I'm trying to make this one of my priorities. I want to grow my YouTube fan base, want to broaden my horizons, and I thank you guys for tapping in and tuning in with me, Texas Boy, and Texas Boy Studios. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.